Hello, I'm Katie. Welcome to the Social Circle HQ. I am going to show you today for our little craft break how to make an Easter egg garland. So this is a really sweet, simple craft you can do for the Easter holidays. I'm using up all your little paper scraps from other projects, and you can grab the template from our blog. So today I'm going to show you how to make an Easter egg garland using scrap collage papers, Pritt stick, scissors. It's a good old cut and paste project, but my kids absolutely loved making these eggs with me last night, so I'm going to thread on the rest of the ones that we made. But this is a really easy craft project you can do ready for Easter. So the first thing you can do is download the template from our blog. I've printed mine out on really thick, sturdy paper because my printer can handle that. And I'm just going to cut out each of the eggs. So once you have all your eggs cut out, now is the fun part. So just have a little look. I am such a little paper hoarder, so I've just saved any little scraps of paper that's quite pretty from other collage projects, but also magazines, just anywhere really. So you can start to just cut out little strips or shapes. Yeah, little tiny pieces work well too. That's quite pretty, so give it a nice big stripe. Maybe do 2 of those and 1 for another egg, and just start lining them up. I quite like the stripes. This one I did a bigger piece and then used a sticker, and then Nora helped me just collage some bits on the top. This one was another little patchwork joint effort. Same with this one. So it doesn't have to be any patterns or anything, but I think stripes are quite easy to cut out. And then you can always add little pieces on the top as well. So we are just going to glue them all on. So maybe I'll do some more kind of random shapes at the bottom. Kind of needs some yellow, doesn't it? Here's a nice yellow, a little bit. So I'm just always keeping little scraps like that because they come in really handy if you're doing any sort of collage. Kids love them as well. I mean, Nora's always having a little dig through the papers, seeing what she can find, and because they're scraps, I'm not too precious about them. It's good to always, we just have little trays of like these kind of decorative papers at home that the kids can always kind of dig into and use for their projects, whatever they're kind of making. So there we go. I think that's quite good. So what I'm going to do with that then is just get my glue stick. Just going to transfer it onto this egg. So you can either glue the little strips of paper and stick them down. I like to just glue the whole egg and just stick them down. If your papers are going to overlap, then you might want to glue the actual papers, but I'll just stick these down like this. Oops, it's coming off the edge a bit, just like that. And I'll work on the bottom. So you want to make sure that your papers are kind of overlapping or like hanging over the edge. That's the word. Because once it's dry, I'm going to just cut around the last little corner there. I want to make sure that's really got glue on it because it's not a big piece of paper going on there. So I've covered my whole egg. I'm just going to let that dry. And once it's dry, I'll just cut around using the template as my guide, just cut around them so that eventually we use this as a tracer, hence the marker pen, but we've got like our nice egg shape it's nice and sturdy. So I'll let that dry and keep going with some of the other ones. Once they're dry, it's time to cut them out. So just turn your egg shape over so you can see the template on the back, and then just carefully cut around the template and trim off all that excess paper. Just carefully work your way around. Well, I think it's good to use like a thicker paper to print out your templates on, so that it's nice and sturdy for when you hang it up with the garland. So there's my little egg. What happened when we were doing it at home is then we started to use these little offcuts for other pieces on the egg. So it's really good to just keep using the little pieces that get cut off. And then the other good thing is if you've glued on your egg, then your little offcuts won't be sticky. So here we go, my next one. Just trim these off. Then you just need a little thin string like baker's twine or garden jute. A little thin rope and a darning needle. I'll show you how to string them. String them all together. Here we go. So I've got all these, just brush those into my recycle bin below. So once you're ready to thread your garland together, so once you're ready to punch your eggs and thread them on, I've just got a nice big darning needle. It's got a pointy tip, so a sharp tip. I've just strung on a little bit of cotton rope. I've got a felt mat here, but you could use anything soft and just use your needle. I'm just going to punch 2 holes at the top. It's just easier to do on a soft little pad. And then when you're ready to sew it together, you just go down in the front and up from the back. You're just going to sew on your eggs. So I'll get my next one. Oh, this one already has holes. And just sew them on, and then you can always just adjust them later. So just punch down 2 little holes at the top. There we go. So my string is only about 1 meter long, so I don't have too much room. As you can see, you can just space the eggs out how you like. And I think that's a really lovely, really simple craft that you could do for the Easter holidays, and just tape it up with some washi tape on the wall or across the mantle. There you go.